What's up, y'all? This is MGTV Reactions, and tonight we're going to be reacting on um, Olivia. Okay, you guys. So she did some lives earlier, and in one of the lives, she was sitting there basically trying to provide her supporters with some sort of an explanation as to why she told them she needed the money for hotels so she wouldn't have to sleep in the car, and she actually used the money to do other things. So we're going to go ahead and get into that just because I feel like why not, since we already pretty much discussed all the BS she had going on over there. Okay. But before we get into it, you guys, I'm going to ask everyone to please hit the like button when you come in. Okay. Comment your thoughts down in the chat because you know I love to hear what y'all have to say. Okay. And also hit the subscribe button too if you have not done so already. All right. And before we do anything, I want to say hello to everybody that's already in here. Hey, Everyday Life. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Trina Reynolds. Hello, hello, hello. And hello to the people that's in the bushes as well. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. I hope all of you are having a wonderful Friday because I know I am. Let me see. And get started. Hey, stay creating.
Ask me any questions if you think I'm lying or I was lying at some point. Hi, ladies. Yeah, I wouldn't even click on it. It's so stupid. Like I said, they're all brainless sheep
Hey, Angel T.
who try to make money off the next person. It's really sad. Do you plan on having your baby daddy back in your life? That has nothing to do with me being homeless. Hey, Yolanda. You're homeless, right? I was homeless. Yes, I was. And then it's like you guys missed out on like the last few videos. Like I've been literally putting this on piece by piece, like showing you guys everything piece by piece. And it's like y'all still come in here saying, "Oh, hey, you're homeless, right? Aren't you still pregnant?" Like, I already addressed these things. Hey, Liv, I never pay attention to the lames. Yeah, please don't. I'm only coming up here because people are coming in my comments, and now I'm giving you guys an
Hey,
opportunity to
iPhone
ask me
Eye.
straight up.
Hey, Cancer
Don't be
66.
scared. Ask me if you have a challenging conversation. Do you plan on having your baby daddy back in your life? You already asked me that. Oh, I already read that. Hey, Liv, I never pay attention. Yeah. Nope, no questions. Just wanted to put you on to a great job. Ooh, a job? Where? Wait,
Not her acting like she's actually interested in working somewhere.
you were? I'm so proud of you. Yes, I was. It was a very difficult time in my life, and I don't know. I think about it and it's like when you think about something like that you went through that's like just like makes me feel a certain type of way thinking about it. But yeah, it was really, really hard, and I let you guys in, and I got a lot of support and love, and I appreciate you guys. But my whole thing is, the same people who are saying I'm liars are the same people who probably emailed my ex roommate harassing her, trying to get me kicked out of the place I was staying. And then you guys got mad because my supporters showed up and showed out for me and helped me save this place and get back home to this place.
Well, first of all, I don't know who all was emailing her roommate, um, but that's besides the point because the roommate never put Olivia out. Okay, Olivia knew this entire time that she had someplace else to stay. Um, I just think it's funny how she's coming on here trying to, uh, basically change the story to make her look good. So somehow she's the victim in all of this. She stayed with a roommate. She knew that the people were going to try to find where she's at. She showed various parts of that lady's house, okay, or condo, whatever it was. She invited the people to find where she was. They did their searching. Somehow they found it. They contacted the lady. They did whatever they did, but she invited them to do those things. Hey, Lynn. So I'm with you, Eye for an eye. You said how she's mad. People are asking her questions, but it was okay for her to take their money. That's what I'm saying. And I'm just also confused about the fact that nobody nobody is saying anything about why she couldn't just come out and be forthcoming. Now she's going to say eventually, that she was 2 months behind on the rent at this apartment, and but then in the same breath, she also said that her mother was paying the rent the other day. That's what she said. But in this live, she's going to say that she was 2 months behind. So which one was it? Now, maybe her mom wasn't paying the rent and she needed the money to pay the rent here in Texas. But if that's the case, then why not just be honest about it? You lied to the people. You made it seem like your kids were going to be sleeping in the car because you felt like you would gain more sympathy, right? And people would feel a sense of urgency to send you money so that way the kids don't have to sleep in the car. That's why she did it. And that's what's very nasty about it. She manipulated those people. Um, hey, the pretty stoner. Um, Angel, you said this is sad because she actually had a place and wasn't actually homeless, but still got help. She makes it hard for moms like me to get help when we need it. It's sad. Yeah, it's very sad. And I think, like I said yesterday, I think the saddest part of it all is there was actually women in her chat who are actively homeless. Okay, and they felt it in their hearts to give to her, even though they're homeless themselves. So to take their money, to mislead the people, either way you're wrong. Even if you had a need for the money in some area of your life, but you made up a complete lie to get it. But anyway, let's continue.
Because let's be real, if I was going to stay out there and just live pillar to post and stay in hotel rooms, I would still be up here asking you guys for money. So I think I made the right decision. But, no, only because you're not homeless now because you went back to Texas watching your videos. So mind your business. Huh? You guys, I do not look like Wendy Williams. What the hell? I look nothing like that lady. I guess the hair. Thank God your car got you back home. Your haters can't stand that people love you. I know, and that's why I keep rubbing it in their face. Because no matter how much shit they talk about me, people still love me. And I love you guys for that. Thank you so much for having a mind of your own. I appreciate that, you guys. I really do. But it's just like, she lied. She was never homeless. Like, why are you going to say that? Like, just like playing about homelessness is not a game. You don't lie on somebody being vulnerable and opening up and actually telling the truth about their journey. Like, you don't.
But you didn't tell the truth about your journey. You lied about a whole lot. So that's the point. That's why there's people in the chat asking all the questions that they're asking. Anyway, let me read what y'all saying real quick. Uh, DJ E, you said this was very calculated. She knew she had to come back sometime and she needed the funds for it, so she made up the homeless story. Yeah, that sounds like what it was. Okay. Lynn, you said she's trying to justify her actions because, again, Olivia refuses to take any accountability for anything. She's a scammer and a liar. I agree with you. Fo, you said Liv says she don't have her place in Dallas. She says she broke her lease and lost everything, including all her kids' pictures. Yes, I know. I know she said that. She was on here crying. She cried, said she lost the pictures of the kids and she lost everything. It was too much. Okay, Black and Bougie, you said, what was the purpose of even leaving? So, Black and Bougie, yesterday, somebody said in the chat that Olivia left and went to Florida and chose not to get her kids for the summer because she wanted to be an inconvenience to Gerard and Nisha. So I think that makes perfect sense. She didn't want to be the babysitter again, or she didn't want to give Nisha the ability to call her the babysitter again. Okay, so she went to Florida to do some things she wanted to do, to spend some time with family. Okay, and that's what she did. I guess that was the whole point because I don't believe she ever was enrolled in school. I don't even understand I don't even think AJ was actually enrolled in school. What would have been the purpose of that? Just to have plans to come back to Texas. Like, it just seemed like she went on a long vacation for the summer probably to get up under Gerard's skin to make him think that she abandoned the kids again or whatever. All right. And now she's saying psych and she's back in her apartment. It's crazy. The pretty stoner, you said at this point the roommate mess was a lie. The rent was never behind because they would have served her for eviction. Court, that girl ran because she wanted to block Gerard and Nisha from traveling. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. It's a simple fact. Olivia, just like how she got this little damn sheet up on the back wall, she had another one in the living room, right? She had one of these type of sheet backdrop things hanging up at the roommate's place in that room that she had at the roommate's house. Okay, so Olivia thought this out. I think she already knew that she was conjuring up a plan from the very beginning before she even left Texas. She knew what she was about to do. That's what it sounds like to me. Everyday life, you said she played in these people's face to take their money from them, knowing damn well you had a place to come back to. Exactly. That's exactly what she did. Exactly what she did. Now let me scroll down so I can keep up with the chat. Teresa said, please stop saying people are hating on you. That is so not the case. It's the fact that you sat up here and lied about being homeless and continue to lie. Yeah, that's what it is for me. Like I said, to a degree, I felt for her in the beginning because, if the story were true, see, I'm too empathetic and soft and shit like that. So when I seen her crying, and I actually thought that those were real tears, she was crying. I actually felt bad for her because there's nothing funny about a mother possibly being homeless with her kids, right? And that's how a lot of other people felt as well when they were watching her. And so, like I said, it's the thing that gets me is that she really put on this show. She was able to display all of this emotion to get the people's sympathy. She lied to them. She had another place to live. Okay, she didn't say, "Oh, can you guys help me get the money up so I can get back to Texas or whatever the case may be." She knew she had this place. Olivia had already planned, plotted. She already knew what she was going to do before she left Texas and went to Florida. Because why the hell did she think to take the fucking sheet and hang it up in the back like she plans to stay at the roommate's house forever? Like she's decorating the room. It just was so weird. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, let's just go ahead and continue.
You don't just lie about that because
You worked hard. Now you're hurt on the.
Um, hey Steve. You ate one of my favorite reactors. I'm working on some things. How do I contact you? Hold on. You said, hey MGTV, you ate one of my favorite reactors. I'm working on some things. How can I contact you? Steve, you can contact me via email. That's, you could do that if you want to contact me about anything. Everyday life, you said she left to avoid babysitting them for the summer and had the nerve to come back talking about she wants the kids. Girl, what exactly? That's my thing. And then the simple fact that she would even ever say, I want to talk to Nisha now. How do you, like, you was online bragging about sleeping with her husband for months to embarrass her, and now you want to call that lady's phone and you think that everybody's supposed to just be readily available for you? Like, I don't understand her train of thought. um Black and Bougie, you said it was funny to me. I don't give a I mean, like I said, I was thoroughly entertained with the whole storyline she had going on. I definitely was keeping up with it. I did plenty of lives on it. So it was definitely entertaining. But at the end of the day, I don't see nothing funny about, um, using people who have good intentions for you. They actually wanted to help her because they thought she really was in need. That's the part that's not funny to me. But anyway, let's continue. Let me skip this damn ad. If I can. I guess I can't.
you feel like it.
And Steve, my email is actually it should be in my about me section. But it's mgtvreactions at gmail.com.
I'm wondering what happened with you and your sister. We're still very close. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. I just didn't want to put my drama and bullshit on her life. Like, I'm a grown ass woman and I didn't want to do that. We're still very close. That's my sister. That's my baby. That is my baby. I love her to death. Why did that? You told everybody that you were homeless, but you decided to go to Florida to see a man. You decided to stay. You really had a home back in Texas, but you chose to stay. People stay in Ho. Slatty, yeah, you're gonna have to reword that whole thing, baby. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't pay them no attention. Hey, Lady K, your true supporters are happy to know you and your babies are well. Thank you, baby. Yeah, and I have no problem answering any questions or anything. Like, I owe it to my supporters, because I love you guys, and I just don't like them lying.
Now you feel like you owe it to your supporters to answer questions, but you didn't feel like you owed it to your supporters to be completely honest about your situation and tell them the truth about what you actually needed the money for. Okay.
Lying on me. Like, that was something really traumatic and hard that I went through. Like, it's messed up. But I'm always gonna keep it real, you know? Um everybody goes to a hotel when they got no when they got go why can't I read? Everybody goes to a hotel when they go out of town. That doesn't mean you were homeless. Okay, cool. Like, I don't know how to answer that. Are you saying that I said I was out of town, but I was really staying at a hotel? I don't understand what you mean. I don't even know why they're obsessed with this. Even if you were a scammer, we'd learn from it, right? And move on, whatever. But they've turned this into an entire career posting about you. I know, they're lame. They're so lame.
First of all, I hate the way she reads the messages in the chat. Like, are you retarded? I'm confused. Why is it so hard to get the shit out?
They are so lame. People are just so lame. It's like, babe. But I get it, they get paid, so they just keep going, but they're so lame. Like, talk about no integrity.
So reactors are lame because they're keeping up, and watching your channel, okay? Because that's what the people like to see. They like for reactors to react on you because you are a constant train wreck, okay? And the people love the mess. But you don't think that it's lame that you get on here and talk about a man that doesn't want you every single day? You don't think that it's lame to be talking about your ex-husband for over 5+ years and he has moved on with another woman? You don't think that you're lame? That you don't think it's lame that you have nothing else going on in life and that you have no friends and that you have to come to the internet and make up lies or tell your business and look like a complete fucking fool? Uh, you don't think you're lame? Because that's very lame to me. Like, I'm not understanding. Anyway, let me see what y'all saying real quick. Teresa, you said your supporters are truly slow, not to have a problem with all of her lies, especially if they were donating money. What she did was just not okay. I agree with you. Her supporters are slow, definitely slow. And I think that they are diehard fans. It doesn't matter what she does, right, wrong, whatever. They're going to be supporting her. I don't know what it is about her that they like or love so much, but they do, and that's okay. That's why I said it's pointless to try to stop people from sending her money or what's the purpose? Going in her chat, arguing with the people, trying to convince them that she's lying and scamming is just a pointless fight because these people they're going to go with whatever she says anyway, and that's fine. Um, it is what it is. Let me see. Uh, EJ said all of her kids will eventually give her hell one way or another. They are. I agree. K Talk, she said, is she going to get held accountable? Um, I don't know what's going to happen with Liv. It appears to me that she doesn't get held accountable for anything. So all we can do is wait and see. There are some people out there that said that they have reported her, whatever the case may be. I don't know what could possibly happen with that. We all we could do is wait on it because I'm not trying to do anything to hold the bitch accountable. It is what it is. She didn't scam me out of anything. Okay, Leo, you said some people that donated to Tuna were new to her shenanigans. Exactly. So, like Steve said, like I said, for myself, I'm an empathetic person. If I didn't, it's plenty of people that are just like me who've seen what appeared to be a single mother stressed out, crying with her kids, crying, coughing, constantly eating crackers and nothing else, sitting in the back seat of a car and it's hot and everybody's sweating and there's no air conditioning. When they seen that, that probably made the people definitely want to give to her. And she knew what she was doing. You know, she knew exactly what she was doing. Mm-mm-mm. Vintage 45, you said, regardless if she didn't want to ask her family for help, as family, they should have helped anyways. How can you see your family struggling and do nothing? That is why I know she was never homeless. Right. So, mind you, her mother was never in the chat because her mom knew she was on some BS. She knew she was scamming. Her mom was very much so aware. So she stayed out of her lives. Okay. And now she's back. So, if Olivia was ever truly in a situation like that, she would definitely be able to rely on her family. That's all it is. But they probably didn't have enough money to give her exactly what she needed for this apartment or whatever it is that she got with the money. Okay. They didn't have enough to give her all that. So that's why she did what she did. And that's why they were okay with it. And they just stayed out of the way. But let's continue.
You know,
Hey, Shonda.
you don't know nothing. Sugar, it's like I'm trying to understand what they're trying to say. I don't understand what they're trying to say. Liv, I've been rooting for you since your babies were tiny. Oh, thank you, baby. Yeah, you guys, I don't think I'm gonna get my babies because he's not answering on the app. And I guess the lawyer, I don't know. I don't know. Should I call her back? It's already 4:30. Well, I will definitely note it down because now he's been breaking the court order, but okay, I guess.
I mean, you could write it down. You could take note if he doesn't give you the kids. But didn't you just violate the court order by not picking them up at all for the summer? You haven't called the kids. You didn't, even before then, you didn't pick them up for your visits before you went to Florida. So if Gerard violates the court order, okay, right? But you did more violating than anything because you didn't pick them up at all. Hey, thick thighs.
Do you have people? Do you have people pay your bills so you could keep your place in Texas, but you said you got all your shit evicted? No, I said it was on. I said yes, I did because
KW, you said Stella kept the rent up. Right. I know she said that Stella paid the rent, right? But then also in this live, she's going to say that she was 2 months behind on the rent. Okay, and that the landlords or the property managers, they worked with her and they told her that if she paid 2 months rent and became current, they would allow her to continue to have this apartment. So I don't, she's still actively lying. 1 second Stella paid the rent for the apartment in Texas, and now she's saying that the rent was not paid and it was 2 months behind. So I don't know what the hell is going on.
the apartments decided to work with me. I
See?
felt my attitude coming. I was behind. I was behind 2 months of rent. Okay. So instead of them kicking me out, they worked with me and they said if I paid 2 months and got caught up because I was paying a month behind. So they said if I paid 2 months and I got completely caught up, then they weren't going to evict me by a certain date. And I did that by the grace of God. And I didn't lose all my things. But yeah, I pretty much thought I did lose all my things because they were going to evict me.
So do you see what I'm saying? I'm confused. See, you just don't know what to believe with this lady because yesterday she said her mom was paying the rent. Now she was 2 months behind, and they worked with her. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Shonda, you said, I thought Liv said that they evicted her and she lost everything, including pictures of the children. She did say that. She was on there bawling, tears coming down her face and everything. But the whole time, that was not the case. Like I said, you guys, I'm convinced that all Olivia has to do is think about Gerard and she could just burst into tears. I think that that's how she gets the tears going, because none of the things that she claimed that was actually going on was actively happening at the time. It's so crazy to me.
So when I came up here and I said that I lost all my shit, that's because I thought I was gonna lose all my shit. I wasn't gonna break it down at the point at that time and tell you guys everything, because all you guys would have done is try to come here and take pictures of my stuff and rummage through I have like real life stalkers, so I can't tell you guys every single thing that goes on. But yeah, at that time I thought I had lost everything. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Family business should be private. Mm-hmm. Did I miss an episode? Yeah, girl. I think you.
Oh, hey, Banana Muffin. You said so she was 2 months behind, and the first is in a few days. So she had 3 months of rent saved up. I guess she got that much money from from her subscribers, the people that send her money. Child, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'm actually very confused because she's still lying. The story it doesn't add up. No matter how many times she tells it, it's always something different. Um, so it's just not making sense to me. The bottom line is that she scammed the people. You can't believe anything she says. You just can't.
missed a few. I think it's more because you said you were lost. Oh, you lost the home in Texas. Oh, I already read. I answered that. You're at home. This is.
So, Michelle, you may be right. Maybe she was never behind. That could definitely be the case, okay? Because all I'm saying is I just don't know what to believe at this point. Maybe she was never behind. Maybe Stella was paying the rent. Shit, maybe she was paying the rent. I don't know what's going on. But this is the lie that she's telling the people.
To stay in Texas, but you chose it with a Florida to see a man. No, Florida had nothing to do with a man. Especially when you have kids. If you by yourself. But when you have kids, it's a different story. Some people are ignorant and stupid. Right, girl? Hi, sad girl.
I can't believe she spent thousands to ship the hoopty either. I'm sorry that I keep pausing at y'all, but I'm also reading y'all comments and I want to be able to respond to that as well because y'all are making some good points. I can't believe that she spent thousands to ship that raggedy ass car that she claimed was already falling apart. Who knows? Maybe Olivia got a new car. Like I said, Olivia already knew what the plan was before she left and went to Florida. Okay? She already knew that she was plotting and scheming a plan to, you know, scam these people. That's what it appears to me. Like you said, she came back to her apartment. Everything is in place. Nothing is touched. She does have a refrigerator full of food. Hey, Shay Shay. Um, she lied. She knew what she was going to do. And she knows that she has a bunch of idiots following her um, and supporting her so she can get away with shit like this. Just like she's coming on here contradicting herself. Yesterday, they said Stella was the GOAT, right? Because she told them that she paid the damn rent. Now she's saying that the rent wasn't paid for 2 months. So which one is it? And they don't never question none of this. Lynn, you said the fact that the matter is she lied and she spun this story to make people think she was homeless. Exactly. Banana Muffin, you said she spent thousands to ship the hoopty and then said she's not sure if her car will make it to the kids' school. Exact right. I don't think Olivia did she even I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But if she has the kids, I'm quite sure she will show it at some point. Eye for an eye. You said it makes no sense to pay thousands for that raggedy car. I mean, but I guess she had to get it shipped. She knew she planned on staying in Florida for an extended period of time. She was going to be there the whole summer. Um, it would have cost. I don't know how much it would have cost to rent a car the entire time or to Uber, but she didn't want to do that, and she didn't have to because apparently she had the money to do what the hell she did. Okay, and then she had the people pay for help her pay to get the shit back. I don't know. Um, Banana Muffin, you said then she said she won't bring the kids to her house. If she is so traumatized, why does she even want to see him? She said she won't bring the kids to her house. When did she say that? Steve, you said for me, as a person that bought cars all over the US, it would take me 8 to 10 days to get a car shipped to me, and I know the process. Okay. So you don't think the car was actually shipped? Because she said she got it back already. The pretty stone you said now she's about to harass the kids because she needs a new storyline. That's exactly what she's about to do. That's exactly what she's about to do. I'm curious to see if she's going to have them on live this weekend. If she went and picked them up, we shall see. Cause all she ain't gonna do shit but sit there and question those kids nonstop. That's all she's gonna do.
What's your plan for the next 5 years? Oh, yeah. Like, I'm going to sit here and tell you guys. I'm sorry. There's certain things I can't say. You guys know I have my haters, y'all. Come on now. I don't have any questions. I trust in Florida that you were homeless. I was, you guys, like, and I'm not gonna keep saying it because I don't even want to like relive it and think about it because it was really, really, really just it was a lot. Um, and just to think that people on the internet like put me through that. Like I was fine. I was doing fine, but I really feel like God always has a plan, always. And this was his plan to have me back here because look, if I didn't get kicked out of my roommate's place, I would have still been staying there. Everything would have been going fine, and then I still would have got this thing that I have to appear in court. So it would have threw a whole wedge. It would have been bad. Like, you see how that all mapped out? Like, it was all pushing me back to Texas. So I'm not even mad at people anymore. But for people on the internet to do that to me, because that's what they did, they reached into my real life. They found my roommate. First of all, they doxed me, which is illegal and is wrong. You doxed me, then you found my roommate, then you harassed my roommate. You got me kicked out. I was homeless. People helped me get out of that situation. And now you're mad about it and you're lying and saying I was never homeless when the same people who are saying I was never homeless are the people who put me in that situation.
You cannot. The only way to be considered homeless is if you have absolutely nowhere to go. Olivia was never homeless. Still, okay. Wherever the hell she was staying at, she still had the ability to stay there. She was still there. She still was doing lives there. Okay, she was never homeless. They don't like.
The gaslighting is crazy. Crazy AF. I didn't ask to be put in that situation. I was put.
Yes, you did ask to be put in that situation, and you told the people to hurry up and find out where you were at. You told them to pull up. You told them to come and find you, and they did just that. You sat on the internet talking shit like you always do, and you invited those people to do exactly what they did. You antagonized people. You said all types of disgusting, vile things, and you gave them the inspiration to keep digging to find out exactly where you were. And that's what the hell they did. You asked for it. And even still, you didn't have a permanent roommate. You knew you weren't going to be staying in Florida, and you were never homeless, even after all of that. So you're still lying.
Put in that situation because haters on the internet, the same haters that are sitting here today talking about I was never homeless. Okay. Well, I guess. Next time, if you don't want to see a bitch win, don't prey on her downfall. Because you're not going to see anybody lose but yourself. You're going to be even more mad at the end of the day because if you prey on somebody else's downfall, God will make a way. And he did. through everybody with kind hearts that reached out to me and helped me.
Only through Monday, get up to
She is something else. Talking about if you don't want to see a bitch win, don't pray on her downfall. Oh my gosh, look at her. Mm-mm-mm.
They're mad. So let me see. Let me see if I can answer any more of these questions. So you have a place. Yeah, it's my place that I left here in Texas. Love from Africa. Basically, they are saying, oh, I went on vacation. Well, I think if you go on vacation, you don't start school and you don't get your son enrolled in daycare. And my school was not going to be over until March. That was my ending day. That's a long motherfucking vacation. No, I was going to keep this place until the lease was up, which was the beginning of next year. And I was going to keep it for the simple fact of if I needed to rush back here for an emergency like now, like I just had to.
So you left and went to Florida. I'm genuinely confused about this whole thing. She's telling them that she left and went to Florida because she wanted to better herself. Enrolled in school, got AJ in school, right? And was paying the roommate to live at her place. But she planned to continue to keep this apartment until the lease ended next year. But you did but you so that means you obviously had money. Because how are you going to be able to pay the rent in two different places? Like what? Okay.
I still had it and I'm still around my kids. And I told you guys I didn't want to keep this place. My mom convinced me to, but I was struggling. We were struggling to get it paid for. But like I said, with the grace of God, it got paid for and the apartment is saved. And
Well, you were struggling. You said your mom was paying the rent. Then you just said that the rent was not paid for 2 months and that you were in the process of getting evicted. That's what I'm saying. The story is all over the place. So you want to make it seem like you didn't have the money. You moved to Florida to start over and better yourself, but you actively plan to still pay the rent here. Like, what the fuck? What's actually like? What's going on? And it's people her comments saying, "I'm just so glad to see you and the kids are in a safe and happy home." Okay. Mm-mm-mm.
here I am back here. Oh, thank you, TNT. This is wild. They gotta flip everything. Exactly. They do flip everything. You said you didn't have your apartment anymore. Okay, baby, go ahead and rewind. Okay, baby, I just explained that. Blessings.
Now there's people in her chat saying, "Do you still need help?" Oh my gosh, this is absolutely insane. Mm-mm-mm. Let me see. Rose Trulio, you said left Texas with a freezer full of food, her clothes, let the dog out running the apartment building. Someone had to take the dog to a shelter. Oh my gosh, she let the dog loose so she could go on vacation. That is so crazy. Thick thighs, you said for someone with no income, she sure moves around a lot. That's what I'm saying. She making all these moves. She was able to go to Florida for the whole summer. She was paying the rent back in Texas. She was paying a roommate. Okay, she was doing all of this, but she says she doesn't have any income coming from YouTube. They can't even put that together. Obviously she's monetized. Okay, obviously, and obviously she had some sort of money to even think that she was going to be able to do that if that was actually the plan. But that wasn't the plan. Olivia knew she was going to Florida and she was going to scam the people out of money. Okay, she knew. She knew. And she knew she was coming right on back to Texas. She just wanted to play with Gerard's head and make him think that she was abandoning the kids again, that she was leaving and going to a whole nother state. That's what she wanted to do. And she wanted to interfere with any possible plans they may have had during the summer. So she did not want to keep the kids for the summer. That's what this was about. And at the same time, she wanted to come up off some money as well. Nothing more, nothing less.
And wishing you the most. Oh, thank you. And they actually hope you are a scammer and scamming everyone. Listen, Liberty, that's so true. And if I was a scammer, I would have kept scamming. What the hell? Right? If I was a scammer, I would have kept scamming and scamming and scamming and scamming. I would have still been scamming. What's the problem? I could have still, if I had a scammer mindset.
First of all, you knew you had to slow the scam down because you knew that you was going to have to come back to Texas. You knew that. It was the end of the summer. You had to let the lie die down some. Okay? You kept coming up with new stories every single day. And you stopped asking for money. The closer and closer it got to the date that you were going to leave and go to Texas. And you're still about to scam again. You're about to start a GoFundMe. So you're like, what?
Mindsets, I could have been anywhere pretending I'm homeless, right? And I could have still been, and people would have still been trying to help me. But the moment that I was okay, which was after and during the time of my procedure, somebody let me stay with them, and thank God they did. I didn't need hotel rooms anymore. I didn't need that help from y'all anymore. So I stopped asking. Like, I'm not going to be staying with somebody asking you guys for hotel rooms or asking you guys help for hotel rooms. Like, I'm not going to be doing that. It's just crazy. It's insane. Like, anyway.
Oh my gosh. Somebody said I'm calling the popo in her chat. This lady is sick and twisted. I'm telling you, I have never been so confused trying to keep up with somebody's lies in my life. It's too many twists, turns, this, that. It's too many switch ups, too many it's just too much to keep up with. And even right now, she's still actively lying, just lying and adding more lies. Like, oh my gosh, she's so deceptive. Woo.
No, I didn't go see a man. I'm sorry, guys. I had one night. One night. I'm sorry. I'm human. Okay. I know that I'll live.
Yeah, she had one night, all right. I'm telling y'all, that guy that's in that short that I put up, Olivia was laid up with him. I'm quite sure she was doing something with him because she was just too hyped. Way too hyped to show him on camera. Way too hyped that just way too hyped in his presence. That had to be the guy that she went to Florida to see. Olivia is trifling. She definitely is. Very trifling.
Olivia is not supposed to be human and I'm not supposed to have urges, but I do sometimes, okay? Sorry.
So, what is that? So, are you a dog or something? So, everybody in the world has urges. We're all, every woman ovulates, and when you ovulate, oh my gosh, it's the worst. It's the worst when you're ovulating. So, every woman knows what it is to have an urge, but you're saying that you had an urge, so you had to go lay up for one night. You had to have a one night stand. You just couldn't hold it in. You just couldn't control yourself. You just had to bust it wide open. Like, you sound dumb as hell. Everybody has urges, but some women respect themselves, so they're not gonna lay up with a nigga that's not worth anything and give him the box just because you're having an urge. Like, you just sound crazy.
How is he breaking it when you were supposed to get the kids for the summer? Because what do you mean, how is he breaking it when I was supposed to have the kids for the summer? So because I didn't get my kids for the summer, that means he can keep them away from me indefinitely? Is that your logical way of thinking, Snoop? So since I didn't get the kids during the summer because I was trying to get my shit together and go to school, now I can never see my kids again. Is that
No, it's not that you can never see your kids again, but what you don't get to do is just come right back to Texas and think that everybody, they already have a schedule and everything that they got going on. Okay, they had to adjust to the fact that you were not present to get the kids for your visits. So now that they had to adjust, you don't get to come back and fuck up their whole schedule and everything that they got going on because you chose to come back. No, you have to wait. That's what it is. If he doesn't give her the kids, that's what it is. Because I wouldn't be just jumping to give her the damn kids because she just came back. You didn't care about the kids when you chose to go to Florida the whole fucking summer. If you really loved your kids, you would have never did that. If you really wanted to spend time with them, you would have never did that. But no, you were so bitter and hurt about Gerard that you just wanted to escape the situation, okay? And you wanted to play mind games and make him believe that you abandoned the kids. That's what that was about. So because you wanted to play your game, now you're gonna have to deal with him playing his. Since everybody just playing fucking games, it's so immature.
how you think? I'm trying to understand. Don't mute Snoop. I want to understand what they're talking about here. Thank
Oh, hey
you.
Snoop.
You already explained. Yeah, I did, Lady K. Totally get it. Praying everything falls into place with you and your children. Thank you, baby. People forget being a single mom isn't for the weak. No, it's not. And people are like, "Well, why didn't Joey help you?" Because Joey was uh taking care of the other half of this place. He was trying to, do what he needed to do with this place.
So how is just so no. She just lied like three different times. First it was Stella paid the rent. Okay? First it was Stella paid the rent. Then the rent was 2 months behind. Okay? And the property manager, they had to work with her. And she got the money up and she paid it. That's how she kept the apartment. Now Joey couldn't help her when she was in Florida because he was paying half of the rent here. Like, okay, girl. Oh
So
gosh.
he was. It was just a lot of shit going on at the same damn time, okay? Totally get it. Praying everything. Oh, I read that. How are you homeless but got a
Oh,
house?
hey,
Oh
tea
Lord.
time.
Where are your kids sleeping? Can someone tell me if she killed the baby? Wow. No accountability.
I'm confused. Steve, you said tell me more about this ovulation. Last thing I heard was about a mucus plug. Not a mucus plug. That's when you're going into labor, Steve. What's going on? Ovulation is when women get the urge to hunch. Okay, you get a very strong urge because you're fertile. But only dogs and cats can't control themselves. As a woman, you should be able to fucking control yourself. Olivia said she had one night where she just couldn't control herself and she just had to get it. And she just let this random man come and impregnate her that's supposedly now in jail. I don't believe none of that shit. I don't believe none of it. But yeah, this lady is crazy.
What's up with y'all? Y'all learn the word accountability and y'all just always say it. Like, baby, Love 92, define accountability. I won't make you spell it, but define it, please. So,
Well, that's a good point. The nosy neighbor, you said, what apartment complex do y'all know will allow someone to go 2 months without paying rent and not file a 3-day notice and or eviction? That's a good question. I don't know because I've never stayed in an apartment complex. Um, but yeah, they do at least put it. I have heard that they will put some shit on your door if you're too late.
so happy you and your babies are good. Thank you, baby. I need to turn the air off. I'm so damn cold. It all works out. You just don't know it at the time. Oh, Jessica. You make me want to cry. Thank you, Jessica. I agree with you, baby.
I'm sick of her and all these goddamn ads. Why is it so many? Why is it? Um, Teresa said, but yet she wasn't a relationship the whole time with Joey. Yeah, okay, right. So this man Joey that she keeps talking about, she wants the people to believe that he's just some fucking dumb, weak idiot. What type of man? What type of man would be okay with the simple fact? And this is how you know she's lying about Joey, right? Because she's actively talking about this on the internet. What type of man would be perfectly fine with a woman getting his? She has an urge and an itch that she needs to go scratch, so she goes out and just f's anybody, right? Anybody available that's willing to dig in her guts. Okay, she goes and does that. Does it unprotected. Okay, gets pregnant. Okay, then aborts the baby. Okay, and now y'all get into a relationship after she just was out here hoeing. And after she was just out here hoeing with her ex-husband and whoever that was laid up in her bed on Valentine's Day. So we know it's clear that there's no Joey because no man is going for that. I don't know what type of man would go for that. No man that I know is going for that at all. You just laying low, spreading it wide all the damn time for anybody, everybody but him, because obviously not him, because hasn't even been around his own child. And she wants us to believe that she has a man that she's with actively right now who is aware of all those things and is still choosing to be with her. This lady is slow. How do you sound? Whoever believes this has to be slow. Like, what? This makes absolutely no sense. None of this makes no sense.
Apartment in Texas the whole time you were homeless in Florida. You could have gone back to your apartment. Saying you were homeless was a play on words and sympathy. No, because I can't
Wait,
go
wait,
back.
wait, wait, wait. And then, oh, I forgot a part. And then while Olivia's out fighting and bopping, laying low and spreading it wide, Joey, on top of him knowing about all that, Joey is also paying for AJ's daycare over in Florida, because that's what she said, and also paying half of the rent to her apartment in Texas. Knowing that she out here laying low, spreading wide, just doing anything with anybody. And she wants us to believe that she has a man that's willing to accept that and that actually wants to be with her. Okay.
Back to an apartment that I'm locked out of because they're trying to evict me. And I couldn't come back if I had no money for a plane ticket, right? And I couldn't come back unless I was able to pay the remaining balance that I owed, right? So I literally couldn't come back here until I paid off my balance and until I um put an LOA at my school because I wanted to go back to Florida, but now I'm not going back to Florida. Um and yeah. Mhm. Yeah, but when I was able to come back here and the balance had been paid, I did.
Well, yeah, that's another point. They can't actively lock her out of an apartment unless they go through all the shit that's necessary to go through in court. So there was no court hearings. It's a whole process to get evicted. Olivia wasn't going through any of those things, so obviously she's lying about that. She couldn't have needed the money for the apartment. Like I said, y'all. Like I said, she's telling so many lies. I can't keep up. Shit. The people that support her cannot keep up with it. They just going with whatever she's saying because there's too many different things going around. I'm genuinely confused. Um, I'm gonna read what y'all said in the comments. Say Cheese, you said, well, see, baby no daddy on Mari Povich doing paternity tests on all her mama's random tricks, trying to find out who's her daddy. Yeah, it's that's a whole mess. And it's just, for me, it's the fact that she's okay with presenting herself like that to the world. You're okay with telling people that you had a one night stand because you just had no self control. And then you got pregnant. You didn't even protect yourself. And then you actively still have other men that you are like, girl, bye. Sickly Sweet, you said LOA from school after 3 days. Right now, who the hell does that? She was never enrolled in school. The noisy neighbor, you said she had stuff in the freezer, so her electricity was still on. Most people who can't pay rent do not keep paying the electric. That makes sense. You're right. Um, and abuse says, don't insult these young girls. She has loyal Jennifer. Mm. Eye for an eye. You said Gerard dealt with her while she slept with other men. Not all men willing to deal with that. Gerard's just nasty. Well, that's the thing. Eye for an eye. Gerard, a lot of men will sleep with a woman who they know is actively sleeping with other men because they just want to get their their pipe wet. Okay, they want to get their D wet. They don't care about the fact that somebody else was just in it. Okay, but no man is going to try to pursue a relationship with a woman that they know is actively having intercourse with an abundance of other men. See, Gerard laid down with Olivia because he's a dog, okay? Because he just wanted to fill them guts. But he did not leave his wife to go be with Olivia because he knows what type of woman Olivia is. It's a lot of men will still smash knowing that other men are smashing. They don't give a damn about that because they're not trying to be with you. Um, Let me go down. Thick Thighs, you said she's such a liar. She said that she left Texas because she was evicted and they threw out all her stuff. She was crying, saying she lost her memories of the Web3. Another lie. Yep, another lie. Ms. Yellowhawk, you said in Texas it could happen in 20 days or so. The whole eviction process, she would have been locked out of there by 2 months. Another tenant would be there by then. Oh, okay. Shonda, you said Liv's eighth grade education is really acting up. This woman is delusional and thinks people don't understand how the world works. Right. Mm-mm-mm. Barbara, you said, and yes, she gets on my nerves with saying that all the time. What she was saying? KW said, and Joey was gone for months. All of a sudden, he's back. Right. It's just too many lies. I'm convinced there is no. Well, I've always thought that there was no Joey. There is no Joey. No man's accepting that. No man. They now they want to have sex with you, but they're not going to try to be with you. They're not moving to it from state to state to try to be with you. No, they're not. Mm-mm. Absolutely not. Um, Barbara, you said Joey is a married man. You know what? He definitely. I don't know what to say. I don't even think Joey is real, in my opinion. Steve, you said so. She was getting public assistance in Florida and Texas at the same time. Um, More than likely, she never got anything stopped from Texas. I mean, you can use your EBT card in any damn state. So I doubt she applied for assistance in Florida if she already had it in Texas. More than likely, it would come up in their system. But I don't know. Let's continue.
As soon as I could. So instead of talking about something you don't know, Love 92, because you've been in my chats talking shit for a minute now, babe. Please understand what you're talking about first, baby, because you
Not Joey is
honestly
her gay
don't have
homie.
any idea. Thank you. Girl, she thought she ate. Girl, bye. I asked you the definition of accountability, please. That's what you were supposed to tell me. Oh, I'm cold. Did I see your comment? What did you say, baby? Let me go up. Someone said I put myself. What did that say? I don't see your comment, TNT.
Right. That's a good point. Um, Marley Jean says only thing she got with that EBT was those crackers, and I agree. Those kids was eating crackers non-fucking stop. Outside of that, they were eating fast food. Olivia didn't even have to use her EBT card like that because the people were financing her lifestyle. They were paying for the food, and they were okay with it. Perfectly okay with the fact that they sending her money for hotels because she says she's homeless. And then this woman shows up sitting in the mall with her nails done, looking put together. They eating fast food. She's going to Starbucks and shit when she said she was homeless. And look, the whole time she wasn't homeless. Just played in their face completely.
You put yourself in that situation when you went to Florida. You're too grown for your childish ways. Um, I put myself in that I put myself in the situation to be harassed and stalked and doxxed, and then my roommate to be harassed and stalked. I put myself in that situation when I went to Florida. Oh, okay, girl. You're right.
Well, in my opinion, she actually did put herself in that position to be harassed and stalked. Just like towards so just like towards the end when she wanted to hide her whereabouts from the people after she scammed them about saying that she was homeless and everything. She should have kept it. She should have started off that way if she really didn't want people to find out where she was at. She should have started off going live up against the wall, okay, and never showed the entire house. Okay, she didn't have to come on here and antagonize the people and provoke them and tell them to find out where she's at. She didn't have to do any of that, but she chose to do that. So yeah, essentially she did do it to herself. Oh shit.
So right. Just existing. I put myself in all these situations, huh? Right now, talking to you guys right now, I'm probably putting myself in a situation. According to you, I mean, all I have to do is hit the light.
Yes, talking right now, you are putting yourself in a situation because you can't keep up with your own fucking lies. So you're sitting here telling three different lies in the same live, and we only been watching for 24 minutes. So again, you're doing it to yourself. Now you're giving people the ability to continue to call you a liar because nothing you're saying makes sense or adds up.
The live button and oop, I put myself in a situation. I get it. Big shout out to your mom. She's the goat. Oh, she is. Thank you, baby. Such a fine mixed woman. Oh, thank you, Harold. I appreciate it, baby. Live, live. Love, live, live, and you truly try and call them again. Oh, you said to call them again. I'll try. I'm gonna call him on the app and see if he answers. Just so I can say, "Hey, are you dropping off the kids? Yes or no? I need an answer." But he probably won't answer, you guys. I already know the game.
Well, why would you call him on the app? You know he doesn't want to talk to you. He's not going to answer the phone to talk to you. Text the app and say, "Hey, I would like to get the kids for the week for my weekend visit. Will you be dropping them off at the pickup and drop off location so I can see them? Why do you keep trying to call him to hear his fucking voice? He doesn't want to talk to you."
Games. Like I've already been through all these games before. And then I could go over there with the police, but he'll just pretend he's not home like he's done before. And then there's nothing that the police can do. Remember, you guys, I've already done all of these things before, you know? But it's okay. I'm going to note it that he restricted me from seeing them. I'm going to call tonight. Um, he'll probably not let me speak to them. I'll note that. And we'll see how things go in court, you know? Why did you continue to go live in the roommate's condo when you were telling everyone you were homeless? I didn't, baby.
Well, wait a minute. Isn't that how she is supposed to get them banana muffin? You said if you want to see your kids, then pick them up from school. I believe I was told that doesn't she? Isn't that what she's supposed to do? Pick them up from school? And wait a minute. You said, hold up. Why would he drop off the kids? Did she just say he? Did she just say something about him dropping off the kids? I don't even feel like rewinding it back. I'm just confused. Mm-mm-mm. Steve, you said, why do Liv look like a basset hound side profile? If you do not know what that looks like, Google image search it right quick. I'll do it when I end this live, Steve. Okay, yeah. So yeah, from what I heard from the last time, she is supposed to pick them up from school on Fridays. Am I correct? Um, The nosy neighbor, you said, my friend went through this with her stepson. All the courts are going to do is grant her makeup days if this missed visitation becomes an issue. I don't even see Olivia taking it to court, to be honest. Kyra J, you said she can't pick and choose when she wants to be a parent. She wants him to accommodate her after she gets on here constantly humiliating him. And I agree with that. I completely agree with that. It's nothing more irritating. It's nothing more irritating to be forced. Trust me, I know. To be forced to have to deal with a fucking deadbeat, okay, who wants to pick and choose when they want to parent. And then they skip out on their visits, right? When they're supposed to have the kids. And they just, and then you have to work around that, right? You start to develop a schedule and just do life without that person during their visits. Okay, you get used to that. And then when you get used to it, and everything's adjusted, everything's flowing. Now they want to come back and now they ready to see their motherfucking kids. And you're supposed to just jump. I agree with you when you said that. But I mean, unfortunately, they do have a custody order. So as long as they have a custody order, Gerard should be abiding by it if he does not want to give her anything to use against him in court. Because at the end of the day, he can also be held in contempt if he's violating the order. Now, what I think is when she skipped out on her whole summer vacation with the kids, he should have filed some shit in court then. That's what I would have done immediately. But he didn't do that. So here we are. So now she's back trying to get her time again. And if he doesn't give her the kids, she can go and file some shit on him. It's too much.
Do you have proof of me going live in the roommate's condo?
Now, Banana Muffin, I don't think he should be dropping them off to her. If he does that, he's an idiot. And I don't think that Nisha would be cool with that either, given everything that's happened. It ain't no way he could drop the kids off no fucking where. She has to come pick them up from where she's supposed to pick them up from. And if she didn't pick them up from school, then she's not getting them at all, period. That's how that should go.
And if you do, can you send it to me so we can blast it all over the place? Because I would love to see that. I know you guys think you know what you're talking about, but you really don't. But like I said, if you have proof, please send it over.
Wait a minute. She's supposed to pick him up from school on Thursday. Oh, well, then the visit is over then. The fuck? The visit is over. She's supposed to pick the kids up from school on Thursday. Then it's not happening. Nobody's making any accommodations like that. If you ain't get them when you're supposed to get them, then he got every right to keep the kids away because you need to learn how to follow the custody order. If you're not abiding by the order, then it's just not happening.
Is there any way we could help you get monetized? Abby, I need to make another channel. I just haven't done it yet. I'll probably do it after all this court stuff. Do you still need help? Uh-oh. Where'd that comment go? Your motivation and growth is very admirable, Liv. Thank you, Jessica. I'm trying. Jess, do I still need help? No, baby. I'm going to actually make a GoFundMe for anybody who wants to help me get a lawyer. And yeah, because I need to get a lawyer by next week or the week after.
Build a website you love with Wix.
I am aware, David Held, that she has not seen the kids because she was in Florida. I'm aware of that. She hadn't seen the kids and she just started calling them again.
In your business. Because you guys, I just realized that all of this is always like a play to get my supporters to not like me or not fuck with me.
Hold on. Sean M, she said she's supposed to get them from school on Thursday, take them to school Monday morning because her car was broken down. Her ex was delivering the kids to her as a favor. Okay. So the favors are over with, obviously. She didn't pick them up Thursday, so she's not getting them for the weekend. So that's clear. I don't know why why would she expect Gerard to accommodate her? Nobody gives a fuck about the fact that you have a rundown raggedy car. That's your problem. You better catch an Uber or some shit. Like what?
And That's really what it is. I can't think of any other, and I guess for money, because they get paid to talk about me and talk shit and whatever the case may be. But I think it's to turn people against me, honestly. But like I said, I think my supporters have a brain of their own, and
Their brains are molded. I'm convinced that her supporters have fucking rotten brains, brains that are growing mold on it. I'm confused. Her supporters are slow. And they actually are actively asking her to create a GoFundMe because they are eagerly waiting to continue to donate. And you know what? That's their problem. That's their issue. More power to them. Um, but I'm convinced that Olivia definitely has a very, very slow audience for sure.
yeah, I think that's worked in the past with weaker people. But I think that we've come so far on this side of things. It's like, if anything, they say I'm such a liar, but if anything, all I see is me being lied on. That's all I see. And then I come out with the truth. Like, you know how many times, and I'm going to keep saying this and rubbing this in people's face. You know how many times and how many people said I was a liar about my pregnancy with AJ? I was a liar and I was lying. I was lying. I was lying about being pregnant with Kailani. I produced 2 children. I was lying saying that this is all a game in the courts and that man really still wanted me.
Now, I wasn't watching her during the whole time when she was pregnant with AJ and Kalani and all that. I pretty much was only keeping up with her on reaction channels, but not heavily. Okay, but my thing is maybe people were questioning your pregnancy because you have done so many pregnancy scare tactics and videos, pissing on a stick, and also you were big as fuck, so people can't really tell if you're actually pregnant or not. Like so, I don't know. I don't know, but let's continue. What else did the people say she was lying about?
Me. Oh my God. No, he doesn't. He would never. He would never. And he did. And he was. So it's like, there's like, people just lie on me so much. And that's all I see.
Um, Banana Muffin, you said, girl, you were a liar. You said Zolo was the dad, and you said no, and you said no for the entire years. So she was okay. So she was saying that. Oh yeah, she definitely did say she was pregnant by a Jamaican cop. I remember that. Okay, Steve, you said Gerard SA'd her, and she wants him to come over. Yes, yes, she does because she wants him to continuously SA her. She is dying to be SA'd by Gerard. Unfortunately, she is. That's exactly what she wants. Now, I don't believe that he actually did that, but I'm just saying she wants any sort of anything she can get from that man for sure. Thick Thighs, you said, Liv, we say that you're a liar every day because you are a liar. Exactly. We just watched her lie like what, 4 or 5 different times in a span of 20 minutes. Okay? She's a liar for sure. The nosy neighbor, you said, see, she's been watching the reactors. A reactor was just saying this exact thing yesterday. By the way, she went back and forth saying she wasn't pregnant with AJ. Okay. Yeah, okay, because didn't Zolo say that she was pregnant first and she denied it? I believe that was the case. So she was lying then. You're absolutely right. KW, you said she does a pregnancy every year. I believe you. I believe you. Um, that damn Eb, you said, Big, you lied for so long saying you weren't pregnant. Then when you finally admitted it, you said the baby had Down syndrome. Oh my gosh. Not the baby had Down syndrome. Not the baby had Down syndrome. Oh my gosh. SK Lee, you said you were lying and said the Jamaican cop was AJ's pappy, and you're lying now. Stay creating. You said 1 minute she's the victim, then she's deep, then she's manic. Too much. That's what I'm saying. She be all over the place. By the time I get finished with a live with Olivia, one side of my fucking head is pounding because it's just too much to keep up with. Too much. Um, the nosy neighbor, oh wait, Black and Bougie, you said, imagine having such a flawed character that people accuse you of wearing an Amazon belly. Now that's crazy. Nosy neighbor, you said this is how she comes up with her storyline. She watches reactors, reads LSA, and comments and rolls with whatever they say. Yeah, I think she does too. Lynn, you said this girl thinks we are dummies. It's too late to get an attorney for an upcoming case. A lawyer needs time to work on her case. Pathological liar. Exactly. That first of all, they have to enter. Well, I forget what it's called when the lawyer has to enter as an appearance or whatever the case may be. They have to collect the evidence. They have to thoroughly get things together so that when they show up, they can properly represent you. So you're absolutely right about that, for sure. You cannot obtain an attorney a couple days before the fucking hearing. It just doesn't work like that. It doesn't, unless you obtain an attorney and then they file a continuance, because that's exactly what they're going to have to do so that they can be able to properly represent her. Sean, you said when she was pregnant with AJ, she used to lay on her stomach and say she wasn't pregnant. It would mean Zolo was the father because most of us could count. So she would lie, uh, not us, not the reactors. Okay. Blake and Bush, you said the security. She said the security guard was AJ's dad. See, it's just too many lies. Too much. Way too much.
That's all I see. So if you guys see anything other than that, um, yeah, because it's insane. It's totally insane. What other lie was there? I mean, yeah, if you try to say, "Hey, Liv, is this your address?" and I say, "No, that's not my address," because I don't want you guys to know my address. Is that a lie? No, that's just me not wanting to tell you guys certain things because I don't have to tell you guys certain things. But being caught out in a full-blown lie, I'm trying to think. When was I really caught in a lie for real? That was proved.
Just now. Just now, when you went from saying that Stella was paying the rent, then saying that they had to work with you because you were 2 months behind, then saying that Joey was paying half of the rent. That's why he couldn't help you in Florida. You just got caught with the lie just now. Okay.
Proved to be a lie. I'm trying to think. Let me read these comments. So I was trying to understand, does it go both ways? That is all I was asking. Does what go both ways? She said, get your story straight, ho. Get the fuck out of my chat, loser. You guys are such losers. Like, you... Never mind. Olivia, you're better than this. You got blocked by Big Mama Stella. That's Big Stella to you, honey. Yeah. Thank you, mommy. Oh, no, she just timed you out. You can come back, but you better come back nicer. Yeah, just losers. Losers. And that's another reason why I'm coming to you guys with all the truth and the transparency, because y'all will never play on my top again either. Calling up courthouses, calling my PO, calling this person. Baby, call everybody. Call the dropping tea. No one's going to be able to drop tea on me except for me. You guys will know after the fact. Then you can call the courthouses and call this person. Girl, call everybody. Okay. Call the Channel 5 News. Okay. But as long as I drop it first, because it's my motherfucking tea, that you little minions can go discuss.
But hold on real quick. We got 270 or 269 people watching. Only 88 likes. Can we please get the likes up? Okay. Can we at least get 150 likes? It'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
That's it. Because you guys are broke and you guys are losers and you guys have nothing to do but talk about Big Liv. So I'm going to let you guys have that. But as far as dropping tea on me, my baby daddy, his wife, my situation, my life, the courts, this, that, and the third, oh, I'll come and drop my tea first, honey. I don't need nobody to be dropping tea on me. No. Uh-uh.
Well, unfortunately for you, there's people out there who are going to continue to dig in your life, and they're going to continue to drop your tea because you're not going to drop any tea. What you're going to drop is lies, nothing but lies. There's nothing, no truth here. Everything is a lie.
No. Uh-uh. And other than this court stuff, you guys have nothing on me. I believe that funny looking person that was just in here, she was trying to call POs and try to get me locked up.
Wait, Barbara, you said she did have an Amazon belly in her room. That was not a lie. She did that trying to throw people off. Wow. How sick. Steve, you said so. I thought I could sling some deep, but damn, Gerard must have hit her butt and weight in the back. She done lost her mind. Well, listen, she said he had a chocolate banana. So I'm assuming he must have hit her with the left hook. Okay? He hit her with something. She just can't let go.
Up and call CPS. Girl, you didn't move shit. You didn't move shit. Nothing. Nothing. Thank you. Have a good day. Um, okay. Snoop, he isn't. He's keeping the kids from her. Go catch up. Yeah. Okay, let me move on. I'm sorry. I had to address that loser. I just want to know. They're saying you were never homeless, but you have your apartment. So that's what I guess a lot of people is confused on because I've seen a lot of comments saying they helped you. I don't see any comments saying that they helped me and they're confused. I see
Well, there were definitely comments of people complaining because they helped you. However, those people were then blocked, okay, and muted. So there's that.
people just saying whatever to confuse you guys. But I
Y'all say he hit her with a left and a right. Child, Gerard hit her with everything, okay? Okay, Gerard, I'm convinced. He must have, I don't know, like I said, it must be a mandingo with a crazy hook, with all the things. Okay, Gerard got it all. Because she's never letting go. Okay. Gerard put it on her. No matter how many D's that she done said on after him, they just don't seem to compare to what he has. They don't. And that's crazy.
I already addressed it, Queen. You can just rewind this just a little bit, baby,
What?
and it will be addressed about
Not the wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. But then the Mafia, you said reactors have seen pics of it. How the freak did they get that? Ew. Where what? Oh my goodness. Now that's too much. That's too much. Fat and a mushroom tip. Yes, definitely with the mushroom tip. Heavy on the mushroom tip.
about everything. Okay, baby. And if you have any more questions, you can ask me. But they think you were never homeless. Oh, I already read that. Okay. What is your ideal resolution to this situation? What situation, Madison? Give us the dictionary definition.
Now, one thing about it though, no matter what type of whatever he has, Olivia really, I am strongly advising her. Okay, truly. She needs to invest in a rose. The rose will get you out of there in less than fucking 45 to 60 seconds. You'll be on your way to sleep. She needs to get that because she's somebody who just cannot seem to control her sexual urges and she winds up getting these random men from off of POF. If she invested in a rose, that would prevent her from doing dumb shit like that. It would prevent her from possibly contracting certain STIs and STDs. She needs to invest in something, okay? Because what she's doing right now, hopping from D to D, is just not safe, it's not healthy, and it's not working, okay? It's not. Because no matter how many of them she gets, none of them compares to what she really wants, okay? So she might as well just stop. Stop until you find something close to that. Don't just keep dealing with everybody, okay? Because it's not cute.
Right, girl. I'm still waiting. Did she say what accountability is? I mean, it would be in the kids' best interest if they stood with their father until you were more stable. But until you are, though, you guys can work out visitation no matter who has custody. No, I think it's in the kids' best interest to be where they want to be. And if they want to be with their mother, who is obviously a car to get them to and from school in the morning. And
Well, first of all, you're not stable. You're not stable. Okay. You just got on here screaming and hollering about being homeless. Okay. So you're not stable. You're not mentally stable. You said you have a bedroom for them, but you have how many children? So a bedroom is just not going to cut it. If you have 5 children, a bedroom is not sufficient. So you may have an apartment. Okay, cool. But you don't have enough space for all 5 of your children. You do not have a reliable vehicle to take them to and from school. You're not even educated yourself, so you're not even going to be of any assistance or help when it comes to homework. Okay, we don't ever see you take the other 2 kids to the doctor, so you're not going to keep up with that. The other kids are not even, you can't, what? You couldn't even take them to school before, so we know you're not going to do it now. You don't have the money to get them involved in any extracurricular activities, so you're not going to be able to do that. Girl, bye. Goodbye.
and in the afternoon, and I have food in my refrigerator, that's pretty stable. That's as stable
Yes, they creating heavy on the rolls over hoes, okay?
as they need it to be, other than to be with 2 people who are very mentally gone and forever trying to distort the relationship between the mother and them. And you know, I think it's more important for them to be where they want to be. That's important for kids to have a choice in the matter, not to feel like they're trapped and like they can't get out and communicate to one of their parents. I think that's really fucked up, but that's just me. Okay. Yes, my car got here today, baby. Um,
Verena Rich, you said they don't want to be with her. She is boring. She doesn't take them anywhere but the dang pool in the park. No planned trips or nothing. I don't think those kids actually want to be with her either. Like I said, kids will, say certain things to make parents feel good about themselves because ultimately your children, they really don't want to hurt anybody. So they do love her because she is their mother, and they also love their father, and I'm quite sure that they love Nisha too. They have grown to love her over the years. And so a lot of the times when kids are with one parent, they'll say things, you know um, to appease their parent, or to, so that they won't think that they dislike the parent. They just don't want to hurt your feelings. So they might say that they want to be with you when actually they don't. And they shouldn't have that type of pressure put on them anyway. You shouldn't be asking them where do they want to stay. They're already comfortable. They already have their lives where they're at. And to be honest, I could understand if Olivia was able to provide them with that same type of lifestyle, but she's not. So that's just the reality of the situation. She's not even consistent in their lives with visitation. So how could she possibly show up for them if she had them full time? You can't even do it part time. So there's that.
um, she said anyone who donated can complain. It's fraud, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I mean, you guys can take it upon yourself. If y'all didn't donate, why y'all so mad? It's the people who didn't help me are mad. I don't know, y'all, because they don't have a life. And like,
OG Wu Chow, you said crazy thing is those kids will eventually watch all those videos on her channel at some point. Quiet as is kept, they might even be sneaking it because kids be on, they got their tablets and their phones and they be on YouTube doing all types of shit. They could possibly be watching her now. Right? Imagine Robin, because that's the oldest one, I believe. Yeah, Robin. Imagine Robin sneaking and getting on her mom's channel to see that she was pregnant again and talking about having to go and terminate a pregnancy and all that kind of crap. And hearing her mother say that she had urges and she, like, just imagine. And on top of that, them coming on here possibly seeing how their mother carries herself, in the worst way, they also would have to get possibly can see the simple fact that she's constantly talking about their father, the one person that's showing up in their lives consistently every day. Like, that's a shame.
I said, they're mad. Responsibility, doing what you're supposed to do, accountability, owning up to it, and answering for it 100%. homeless. They're mad. Keep them mad. Period, baby. And I'm not even trying to. Like I already told you guys, I don't want smoke. I don't want no smoke with y'all. You guys can have it. I don't know why me existing bothers so many people. And if I'm so low down dirty with nothing and I'm no kids and no money and nobody wants me and I'm this and I leave me alone. Why do people continuously come on here trying to make me feel like I ain't shit? Okay, if that's how you feel, you got it, babe. You got it.
I don't think that people are constantly trying to come on here and make her feel like she's not ish. I don't think that's the case. I think that she comes on here and acts like she has it all together. And people point out the inconsistencies in her story. And they also point out the trashy behavior she displays and remind her, they remind her of the person that she's displaying herself to the world. That's who she actually is, not the person that she thinks she is in her delusional little brain. See, Olivia, she thinks she's famous. She thinks she's like Beyonce of fucking YouTube. You know, she thinks she's everything, all that in a bag of chips. Okay, that's what she thinks. And people come on here and they tell her how they see her based off of her actions that she chose to display on the internet. That's what it is. I don't think anybody's trying to tear her down. It just is what it is. It's what the people see. It's what you show them.
And then they come on YouTube trying to compare their life to mine. And I would never want your life. You guys always hear that? I would never want her life. Who would want that life? Baby, you don't have to have my life. And I'm not telling you that my life is better than yours. I mean, is that what I'm giving? I'm not trying to give that. I'm just living, bro. I'm just living. Why is me living such a problem? Like, leave me alone. If you don't jive with this turkey, then honey, go somewhere and jive somewhere else, babe. Okay? Jeez Louise. Like, okay, you're better than me. I'm worse than you. Okay? Like, you guys got it. I'm not even asking this to hate, but if you can't financially take care of yourself with 2 kids you already have, how do you plan to take care of 3 additional kids full time? The same way I always did. That's how. Remember, don't ever.
What do you mean the same way you always did? You never actually had all 5 of your kids at the same time. So it was different. Back then you had 3 kids, you know, you were getting child support, your YouTube was popping. It was a big difference between then and now. And even then you weren't really doing what you were actually supposed to be doing. Now you have added 2 additional kids who you claim that you're having a hard time with providing for. You said you're not monetized on YouTube. You don't have a job. You don't have adequate space for 5 children. What do you mean? How you did it before? I'm like, what? Um, Real quick, because I just seen something that I wanted to respond to. OG Wu Chow, you said, remember that night that one lady came in the chat and she said she was so glad she found your channel. She was going to send Liv $400. Yes, I do remember that. I do remember that. Like I said, those people, they wasn't sending her little money, even though she was only saying thank you for the 5, thank you for the 10, thank you for the 15. Even though that's the amounts that she was putting out there, it was people that were actually sending hundreds of dollars to Olivia. And that's what's really crazy.
Never fucking forget who always had my kids. Like, I know you guys like to act like you have amnesia, but I know you guys were not clinically, given that diagnosis of having amnesia. So please knock it off. Okay? Did you guys ever see Olivia struggle? Did you guys ever see my kids without? You guys did these past couple, this last month. Yes, you did. 100%. And I own up to that because I was kicked out of a place. I had no control over that. But before I was kicked out of that place, we were good. We were good. I'm sorry I was doxxed. I'm sorry I was stalked and harassed. I'm sorry that my roommate kicked me out for her own safety because she was scared of the people who were harassing her. I can't blame her for that. That's totally understandable. They were posting her kids, they were posting her husband, they were posting everything. These people are sick. And for what? Because they don't like me? So, yes, when she asked me to leave, I left happily because I'm not going to put other people through this bullshit. I'm not. I have more respect for people. So, other than that time, did you ever see me not being able to take care of my kids, Madison? Honest question. Maybe you're new here and maybe you've never.
The fact that you couldn't even take those kids to school, you weren't able to take care of them. You didn't even give a fuck about getting up and taking them to school. So what did you really care about? You didn't give a damn about making sure that their hair was kept together. Like, what were you doing with those kids? I really don't know everything because, like I said, I wasn't watching her heavily at that time. But just based off of the little bit that I was able to see here and there through watching reaction channels when I felt like watching that shit, you there was a lot of room for improvement. Okay. And the main thing would be your kids' education. Like, you couldn't even take them to school. That's the bare fucking minimum.
I don't know. Maybe you don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, accountability is the obligation or willingness to accept responsibility for one's actions and their impact. Excuse me. Okay. So you're talking about take accountability for what? And what have I not taken accountability for? Since you're the accountability
Oh my
police.
gosh, she hasn't taken accountability for anything. And at this point, you guys, how long have I been on here for? Let me see. Can I even tell? The fuck. We're gonna watch a couple more minutes of this shit, and then we're gonna have to end it. Okay, okay, because I'm getting tired of listening to her. And it's about to be 11 o'clock. Okay, I don't know how long I've been on here for. Um, Let me see what y'all saying real quick. The nosy neighbor, you said she was too busy slow grinding with Zolo to bother with being a mother. Yeah, she was. The fact that she even bought a man like that around her kids, like, what were you thinking? Mika, you said thrift clothes for younger ones. Like, come on, youngest kids look crazy. Tamika Carter, you said, wait, the other roommate had a husband. Well, I was under the impression somebody did post that they contacted the ex-husband of the roommate. I didn't know I don't think she had a current husband that was actually living with her. But Olivia's saying all this shit about the roommate, like she didn't come on here basically calling the lady dirty when she first got there. Like, girl, bye. KW, you said you didn't comb their hair, you never buy them anything. Carrie Thomas, you said she forgets people are entitled to their opinions. Right. That's true. Tiff said, or buy Ryan a pair of $12 shoes from Walmart. Rose Trulio said Liv went from wife to the side chick. Yes, she did. And ain't that something? Mickey, you said, didn't she cut one of the girls' hair off? I did hear that, and I also heard she cut somebody's fucking eyebrows off or shaved the eyebrows off. Like, it's too much. Silver Moon, you said it was always halfway mothering, always. She's very male centered. Now, that is true. She's definitely very male centered. Sickly Sweet, you said roommate had Alex, husband, DV, I think. Okay. Thick Thought, oh no, you're talking to somebody. Regina Jackson, you said, but you had one night and you let a random raw dog you and you allegedly got pregnant. Oh, Steve said she did not get kicked out of the orphanage. Sean M, you said when Nisha took Robin to get her hair done, even Olivia was shocked at how pretty that girl was. Olivia never thought she was until then. Now that's sad. The fact that another woman had to take your child to get their hair done and you never thought about doing that. So what were they just getting? Like just ponytails and shit? Probably not even properly slicked. Like, it's too much. Teresa, you said they said that Wolf Guy sent her almost 3,000. Not sure how true, but that not sure how true that is, but I've seen it in several chats. Wait a minute. 3,000? I don't think anybody like now he's a fool if he sent her $3,000. That's crazy. Is he going to come out and address that? Because he should. Um, Thick Thighs, you said Liv was telling people to find her and pull up. She sure was. Um, Tiff says, I remember Robin wanted some Vans and Olivia said she couldn't afford them, so Nisha bought them. No, she did. No, she did. Not she couldn't afford Vans. Um, Rose Trulio, you said, I'm waiting for this to end. I'm waiting for this end of September court date. Yeah, we all are. But anyway, let's continue for a couple more minutes. Then I got to get off.
Yes. We got the karma police. We got the accountability police. I mean, the only person who can tell me to take accountability for anything and hold me to the fire about it is the Lord. That's it. Not you. Who are you? And I always say that. So anyway, I hope you, Mama, remembered that no one can take your place.
Banana Muffin, you said, how does anyone know what Wolf sent her? It was a cash app. That's a very good question. I don't know why people would assume that he sent her over $3,000. Now, that is very excessive. And I don't know how they would be able to find that out unless he came out here and he said something.
Thank you, baby. Y'all messy. You lied by omission. I'm gonna read this out loud
Good
too, because
night, Lynn.
you think you're eating. You lied by omission. You just know that if you had been honest about losing your apartment, they wouldn't have given like they did. You played on their hearts. No, 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 no.
Yes, 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 yes. That's exactly what you did. Exactly what you did.
You're mad and you're bothered because I have supporters that love and support me. You're bothered. You right there. You. And I already explained about the apartment. You can rewind it a little bit and watch it again. I don't want to have to keep explaining everything over and over and over, but you can just rewind it and I explained everything. But nice try though. Yeah, the babies are napping. My baby's swimming on the couch. He don't want to sleep. Girl, that was just aging. Yeah, they're taking a long ass nap too. I'm about to go wake their butts up. Too bad we love you. Yeah, too bad they love me.
I just think it's so weird how much her kids sleep. Like, I never seen kids take so many fucking naps. The fact she's about to get right back to her regular routine, getting going live for hours at a time. Like, that's all she has going on. And for some reason, her kids are always taking naps, especially Kalani. And watch, they're gonna be taking even more naps. They wasn't taking as many in Florida as they used to before she, left Texas. But watch, they about to be back sleeping all the fucking time. Why is that?
Too bad that my supporters love me. Y'all just mad. The hell? What y'all mad about? Y'all put me in this situation. How are you gonna put a person in a shitty situation and then get mad that they're being blessed? Are you good? Are you cool? Like what?
Um, I don't see anybody. Well, I don't know. For me, I'm definitely not mad that she has um the supporters that she does. I'm just genuinely confused. Very confused about how these people are not able to. They don't question a lot of the things that she says. I'm so confused about the fact that they just go with whatever she's saying. They don't care about the fact that she deceived them and lied to get them to donate to her. I'm genuinely confused about what type of people her supporters are because they do not have critical thinking skills, obviously. Um, so there's that. Now, nobody's mad, nobody's hating, at least not over here. I'm just very confused and I'm trying to understand. But at this point, I'm no longer trying to understand because I'll never understand people that lack critical thinking skills and they don't have the ability to put together inconsistencies and form their own you know, opinion or whatever the case may be based off of what the person is putting out there. They just going with whatever this lady says. And that is something that I do not understand. And then they're still sitting here just waiting to send more money for a so-called attorney. So I don't understand that. But anyway, you guys, I think I'm going to end it here. I'm going to end it here. I do plan to go live early tomorrow. I want to get into Wine Glass because she has. Anyway, as I was saying, turn the ringer off. As I was saying, I do plan to go live early tomorrow so we can get into Wine Glass. She got a couple videos that I did not get a chance to react to because I took 4 days off. And I also want to get into Sky. I see she was over there, you know, ranting and raving. So we're going to get into those two. I got to check out Nika's channel because I just haven't got into these girls. So I want to start getting into that. So I'll be back live tomorrow morning. I appreciate all of you for sitting through this live with me. Okay. Thank you to everyone who hit the like button. I'm going to ask you guys to please make sure that you hit the like button on the way out. Okay. Comment your thoughts down below if you have not already done so. And also hit the subscribe button too. Okay. All right. And until next time, I will see you all later. I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful night. Okay. Bye-bye.